Hi, I'm Tim Otto. I'm a deeply committed Christian, and I'm also gay. For some of you, this is probably not new information, but for some of you, this may be news. And you may be wondering, why come out at all? Why talk about your sexuality? I want to offer 3 quick reasons. The first is, I don't want kids to feel the shame that I felt when I was growing up. In 4th grade, it was amazing to me what great gaydar kids had. I got called faggot, queer, homo, queen all the time. Now, when you get called some names like MFer, you can think about that and realize, oh, no, I don't do that. But as I realized what those names meant, and as I realized that they actually applied to me, I began to learn the language of self-hate and self-loathing. In junior high, I realized that the worst insult for another guy was the word gay. As Brad E. says, it was the worst thing that a guy could be. And then in high school, I didn't get called names that often. But when I would have the most innocent sexual thought, something like, Ken has beautiful green eyes, I would think to myself, homo, faggot, sissy, Tim, you're awful. Tim, you're sick. And so I don't want kids to feel that. As Brené Brown says, guilt is one thing. If you sin or if you make a mistake, sometimes it's appropriate to feel guilt about that. But shame is to think, I am a mistake, and that's what I felt, and that's what's so damaging. The second reason I'm doing this is because I think the church needs to learn that it's not about us and them homos, but rather it's about gays and lesbians, transgender people being part of us. Thankfully, when I grew up, my dad was a pastor, and he didn't talk much about homosexuality from the pulpit. But we did have this bulletin insert that would tell us about the evils of the homosexual agenda. And as I read that, I began to wonder, am I part of them, or am I part of this group? Thankfully, my church also taught me about Jesus, who hung out with the poor and those who were considered to be impure. Thinking about that, I realized that if Jesus were around today, he would probably hang out with gays and lesbians. He would probably want to hang out with me. And I definitely would want to hang out with him. And he was the Good Shepherd, and that's the last reason. Jesus was all about gathering together the outcasts of Israel. He tried to gather the flock and keep it together. But the conservative church of today has often scattered the flock by turning people over to the wolves of shame and exclusion. Today I'm a pastor, which means shepherd, and I want to stay with the flock. And I want to keep all of our gay brothers and sisters, kids and parents with us. And that's why I'm coming out.